There are several key mistakes home sellers are making when selling their home today, costing them both time and money. I've helped hundreds and hundreds of clients successfully sell their home and move into the new home of their dreams. Today, I've compiled the 10 most common mistakes people are making when selling their homes. I will teach you today what they are, how to avoid them, and how to fix those mistakes. If you follow these 10 tips, then you will sell your home for more money and in a faster time than the average home seller. Have you ever scrolled through homes on Zillow and thought you found the home of your dreams? It fit everything you were looking for, only to have your hopes crushed when you saw the price tag. And then, on further review, you started thinking, how in the world is this house worth what they're asking for? There's no possible way. It's a very real possibility the home is overpriced. Sellers often overprice their home to see how the market responds and make sure they're not leaving anything on the table. While this isn't a bad strategy, it's something you need to be very calculated on and understand timelines to make sure you're not losing money or buyers on your home when you price it too high for too long. I always tell my sellers, buyers aren't stupid. They know the general range a home should truly be priced at. So if you want to sell your home, don't treat people like they're stupid and price your home effectively within the marketplace. You might be saying, well, Graham, how do I really maximize my pricing and still get the best value for my home? When you sell your home, you need to know how to price it effectively within the marketplace. To do that, here's a few key tips. Number one, make sure you're pulling similar comparables to price your home against. So what I mean by that is price it apples to apples. When you price your home, you want to make sure it's similar in square footage to other homes that are selling. You want to make sure it's similar in style and age, and you want to make sure that it's similar in condition. If you follow those key principles, you'll always be more effective at pricing your home and getting a realistic and highest price point. One bonus tip when pricing your home is recognize and understand the average days on market. If your average days on market is 25 or 30 days, and if you exceed the average days on market and you're still at the high price point, guarantee you're going to sell it for less, because people look at that price point and start to say, this home's been on the market for 50, 100, 75 days, and they automatically start to say, what is wrong with this home? Along with overpricing your home, one mistake sellers constantly make is holding on to that high price for too long. If no one's coming to see your home in the first week because it's priced too high, guarantee no one's going to come see it after 5 weeks when it's still priced too high. The next mistake could cost you tens of thousands of dollars, so listen up. Imagine you have two different neighborhoods. One neighborhood, beautiful homes and gorgeous landscaping. Trees are taken care of, weeds are pulled, and the lawns are expertly manicured. Let's drive over to another part of town, exact same home plans. Nice, big, beautiful homes, but unkept yards and lawns. They have trees that are drooping down, weeds everywhere, and grass hasn't been mowed yet. In this scenario, which house are you more drawn to? Most people would agree the house they're willing to pay a higher dollar amount for is the house that has the better manicured lawn and the neighborhood that looks cleaner. Buyers are lazy, and so are you. If you don't take care of your lawn, people will ding you on the final purchase price of your home. When you go to the car lot and look to buy your first car, you're looking for certain things. You want to make sure it's clean on the inside, the engine runs smoothly, you're checking the windows, do they go up and do they go down? Are there any issues that need to be investigated before you make this purchase? Buying a home is no different. If your home looks like crap, you want to make sure to get top dollar on your home, make sure your home looks good. Take care of repairs on the front end. What we find is repairs often derail transactions. They create emotional fatigue with both the buyer and the seller, and they create and will always cost you more on the back end. I recently had a seller, when I walked into their house for my seller consultation, and they had holes in their doors. They were ready to list the home, and they really did not want to spend the extra time, effort, or energy and money to fix the doors. The problem is when someone sees a hole in a door, all of a sudden their mind starts working, and they start thinking, if I can see a hole in a door and they didn't fix it, what else can I not see that they didn't fix? I guarantee repairs undone will cost you more on the back end. Lucky for the seller, they followed my advice, they fixed the doors, they painted all their walls, and they made the home beautiful. Today, we're under contract, above asking price, and closing in a week. You might think you're just being friendly, but that isn't the case. We've all met that mom at our kids' soccer game that just talks on and on and on about everything in their kids' lives, and you just want to watch the soccer game. That's also what people might be feeling when they walk into your home. When people walk into your home, they don't want to hear or see all the things associated with you and your family. They want to envision themselves and their family living in your home. To make that happen, declutter the junk. Get rid of all the personal artifacts. And don't make your home too personal that people cannot see themselves living there. Remember, we want to sell your house to the most people possible. I often tell my clients, stage your home like a model home. That way anybody can walk into it and can start to see their life taking place inside your home. Have you ever been on a date and you're like, hey, this person's really, really cool. I like them, they have a cool personality, and they're exactly the type of person I want to date more. And then you get to know them more, and the skeletons just keep coming out of that closet. How do you feel in that situation? Well, I bet you're like me and you feel terrible and you can't wait to get away from that person. Well, buying a home is no different. People will start to find out the skeletons in your home. So to avoid a transaction blowing apart, be honest and transparent from the beginning in your home transaction. Realize a purchase contract is meant to protect the buyer. You've been married to the home for several years, whereas the buyer is just starting to date it. You're going to have to fill out seller's disclosures that allow you to disclose anything you know about the house that's either good or bad. The buyers will do an inspection. They're going to negotiate for and ask for repairs. So make sure that you're honest and forthright in what you're presenting in your seller's disclosures. Have you ever been on a date and been like, wow, this person's really, really cool, and you date them to get to know them more, but as soon as you get to know them more and more, all the skeletons start coming out of the closet? I bet you're a bit like me and you want to run as far away as you humanly can from this person. Well, realize selling a home is no different. People want to know what your home is like on the inside and on the outside from the beginning. I used to live in the Philippines, and when I lived in the Philippines, when people weren't real to who they actually were, they'd call them plastic. And they'd say they're being fake. Well, don't be plastic in your home sale. You're going to have to disclose the items of concern in your home. So let them know from the front, let them know on the front end what's wrong, and on the back end, they can usually work through it. When people don't disclose things in their house and they're plastic about their home, it always comes to bite them in the butt later and blows up almost every transaction. If you're making this mistake, you're probably looking like a 2-year-old who's holding on to candy and won't share it with anybody around him. Negotiating is not about winning at all costs. Anytime you have someone who says this is a win-lose scenario, you've automatically already lost sight of the goal. What is your real objective? What are you trying to accomplish here? If you keep that at the forefront, you'll find that negotiations will be smooth, reasonable, and fair, and ultimately you're going to achieve your greatest objective, which is to sell your home. I can't tell you how many times I've gotten into transactions in the heat in the middle of them, and I've had a seller or a buyer that's ready to throw in the towel. They're ready to quit the transaction and give up because why? Because somebody won't include a fridge on a transaction. To the seller, is it really worth it to lose this transaction over a $2,000 fridge? To a buyer, come on, it's a fridge. Don't lose sight of what's most important when you get into the heat of the moment and in negotiations. When you go on a date, your very first date, you're trying to impress. You're dressing nice, you smell good, you took a shower, put deodorant on. You want to make sure that your car and you as a person is putting on the best face possible. The same thing is true when you're selling your house. You're technically going on your first date with a potential client. You want to make sure your house looks good, that it feels good, and that it smells good. If you can nail these things, then you're much more likely to sell your home for more money and sell it at a quicker time frame. Many people too often make the mistake of not taking decluttering, cleaning, or staging their house appropriately, and they're paying for it on the back end. Don't make that mistake. This mistake has cost people thousands of dollars, created a mountain of headaches, and endless frustration. Like everyone, I'm sure that you like to be surrounded by people that you know, that you like, and that you can trust. You want someone that has the same interests that you do, and you know that they always have your back. You want to develop relationships with people that want to go to the same place that you do. Picking the right agent that wants to go where you want to go is critical. You want an agent that has your back, will answer their phone, and go to bat for you on the negotiation table. If you pick the right agent, it can save you thousands of dollars as a home buyer, and if you pick the right agent, it can make you thousands of more dollars. The choice is up to you. You decide who you want to work with, but just know who you work with can either make or lose you thousands of dollars in your next transaction. This final mistake is very simple, but can have drastic impacts on your result. It can reduce your earning potential by as much as 30%. I think we can all agree people are busy and they don't want to waste their time. I find with buyers, when a home is unavailable to be seen, they simply move on to the next one. You guys, you are losing a massive chunk of buyers if you simply don't show the house on a schedule that works for them. And when you don't show the house to more people, you lose demand. And when you lose demand, you lose your leverage to get a higher price on your home. The good news is all of these mistakes have a solution. It's all about the habits you create every single day. In this video, I'm outlining 5 habits you need to know today in order to sell your house tomorrow.